Walk me through what's happening in your view right now between the Trump administration and Tehran. We're continuing to see this war of words. This has become kind of a low-level noise at this point. When you come to a conference like this one, it's definitely on the agenda, but it's something that no one is really able to read the tea leaves. Your administration experience would tell you what at this point?
I don't want to speak for the administration. I can just give you my personal view and my understanding of the president. And so, at the end of the day, the president looked at the deal that was on the table that the Obama administration put together and said, okay, this is sort of unfair to the region. It's unfair to the United States. And I think what the prior administration was trying to do was trying to balance power in the area. And I think the president feels that there's been so much terrorist sponsorship coming out of Iran. It's not something that he wanted to do. And so the only thing I would say to people in Iran is I would be very careful with President Trump, because he is not the kind of guy that is a politician. He sort of means what he says in a tough situation like this. And he's lived his entire life without fear, Hadley. Okay, those are often the best politicians. If you go back to Franklin Roosevelt in the Second World War, somebody like Ronald Reagan, President Trump is in that mold. He's lived his entire life without fear. And so I would just be cautious with him. Okay, he's just invested $1.4 trillion in the last 2 years in the United States military, and so he means what he says. And so it would be very smart on their part to de-escalate. The other thing he said, which I know he means, is that he wants peace with the Iranians, and he would love to see them come to the table and be part of the economic solution for the world. And so he sees what's going on in their economy, he sees what's going on with their currency and the reduction in their GDP. And he knows it's time for change in Iran as well. And so you have to love his leadership. This guy is a very fearless guy.
One final question for you. Sarah Sanders out at the White House.
Yeah.
It's a job you held for a brief moment or two.
Well, I was the comms director. I only had the...
Walk me through this, though.
Yeah.
The new press secretary.
Well,
what do you think?
Well, Stephanie's great. I know Stephanie a very long period of time. We worked on the Romney campaign together. We were good friends inside the White House.
POTUS ain't working for POTUS, so
yeah,
this isn't going to be a new transition.
That's true in some ways, okay, but here's the things that I think the president really likes about Stephanie. Super loyal, very protective, very, very smart with the press. She has a good harmony with the press where she's giving out the information, but she's also has good guardrails up. I think the president wants somebody in that position that recognizes that he is the chief spokesperson, he's the chief comms director. And if you look at all the press sprays, I mean, people argue about the fact that there haven't been any things going on from the White House podium, but I just ask everybody in the press to look at all the press sprays that the President of the United States has done over the last 6 months. I think it's the volume is very high, arguably higher than any other president.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.